Dear friends, hello everyone, I am Andras from Hungary. I'm going to tell you an interesting story that happened in 1974. At that time, I had already been canoeing for 8 years. I was 18 years old. I was also taking regular private German lessons from an elderly woman who was born in the Austro-Hungarian Empire and spent her youth there. Thanks to my knowledge of German, I was fortunate enough to travel to East Berlin in the German Democratic Republic for a week in the summer of 1974 to compete with many other members of the canoeing club in the Olympic candidate competition. The competition was organized in the Spree Bay on a huge body of water. The Hungarian kayakers and canoeists performed very well. I managed to stand on the second step of the podium in the 1,000 meters. As luck would have it, we had 2 days off before traveling home. We set off to see the sights of East Berlin. As we walked down a wide boulevard, I noticed a beautiful girl in an ice cream parlor. Her golden blonde hair fell in beautiful curls over her shoulders, and her beautiful long legs peeked out from under her miniskirt. I queued up behind her. When she was brought her ice cream, she turned her head in my direction for a moment. I saw her beautiful blue eyes, and suddenly I felt like I was falling head over heels in love with her. I knew I had to act immediately. I wasn't the least bit embarrassed. Almost automatically, using all my knowledge of the language, I said to her in German, "Is it tasty? Is it not?" I asked. "Very tasty," she replied, brightening up with her beautiful smile. We got to talking, and then I said goodbye to my Hungarian friends and went for a walk with her along one of Berlin's beautiful boulevards. It turned out that her name was Heike. She was 20 years old and a student. I hardly noticed, but in less than 10 minutes we were already walking hand in hand. Half an hour later, we were already kissing on a park bench. I told her that I am a canoeist from Hungary and had won a silver medal in the local competition. We were so good together that she suddenly suggested that we go to her parents' cottage. We took the train at the nearest station, and an hour later we arrived in a village with neat rows of pretty cottages. One of the prettiest houses belonged to her parents. Her parents weren't there, of course. And despite our brief encounter, our love was quickly cemented. We had the feeling that we were made for each other. There was no language barrier. German words poured out of me as if I had always spoken the language. In the evening, I had to go back to the hotel, and we took the train back to Berlin. It was very hard to say goodbye, and we agreed to meet the next day. My athlete neighbors in the hotel listened with envy as I told them about her. I have rarely been so happy in my life. After dinner, we went to bed. The following evening, our plane was scheduled to fly back to Budapest. I woke up around midnight when my 3 roommates tried to quietly slip out of the room. I followed them and saw them get on the water and float down the Spree River in their canoes. I got on the water too and followed them in the dark. I soon caught up with them. They were floating quietly downstream towards West Berlin. "Hi guys," I said to them, "we are not allowed to swim in that direction. The West German border is there. They might open fire on us." They immediately ordered me to be quiet. "Not another word," they said. We had another 2 kilometers to paddle and we'd be in the West, in the free world. I was about to turn back because I didn't like all this when we realized that the soldiers were scanning the water from the shore with searchlights. "Lay in the boat quickly and don't move," the others ordered me. "If you don't move, they'll think it's not a boat but a tree trunk," so we did. For half an hour we lay motionless in the canoe. When we got up again, we were surprised to see a light falling from the shore. Multicolored neon advertisements were burning. "This is West Berlin, we've made it," the others exclaimed joyfully. We went ashore. With our mouths open, we watched the commotion. Unseen luxury cars, beautiful shop windows, elegant restaurants, and ladies in exquisite dresses walking everywhere. Since I was the only one of the 4 of us who spoke German, I approached a gentleman and asked him if we were in West Berlin. The answer was yes. When it turned out that we were Hungarians and had just crossed from East Berlin by canoe, there was a bit of a buzz around us. Everyone smiled, patted us on the back, and congratulated us as heroes because we had escaped to the free world. When they realized that I didn't like it because I had accidentally fallen into this company and didn't want to leave my parents and my new love in East Berlin, they took me and my canoe back to the East Berlin border in a motorboat. They told the GDR border guards that I had mistakenly got into West Berlin. At first they wanted to arrest me, but seeing that I was just a young sportsman, they gave me a warning and took me back to my hotel. That was the end of my desertion. The next day I met Heike. I then traveled back to Hungary with the other athletes for a while. We kept in touch with Heike, but after a few months she got married. That's the story, dear friends. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel, put likes and leave comments. I wish you all the best.